Welcome to Reformed and Real, where we take a journey with our people fresh out of prison and how the community around them really feels. My name is Mario Hernandez, and I'm one of the afflicted people that got released back into the community, and we're here to try and figure out how this looks.
And I'm Wayne Burt, curious onlooker who wants to know about our prison system, get to know the stories beyond the stigma of incarceration, because, like Mario, I believe all stories count.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, we agree every week.
Every week. Normally, we focus on incarceration, people getting out of incarceration, but this week we have a different little take on it. We have some special guests here, and we're going to talk about what it looks like to, not just to recover, but to recover with Jesus on your side, and what it's like to have people support you in the community, and this amazing program right here in Nampa. And you guys want to introduce yourselves?
Yes, of course. So I'm Empty-Hand Combat. We're the founder, and also I'm the chief instructor there. My name is Cosmo Zimic. And here's one of our volunteers at the dojo.
My name is Courtney Hastings.
Yeah, we're excited to be here today.
Man, it's a pleasure having you guys here. And just a little precursor.
Yeah.
I know Courtney because Courtney is a volunteer at Trace.
As
right?
well, yeah.
Courtney, she works for Trace.
Trace and Empty Hand Combat. Those are my two
Empty Hand
go-tos.
Combat.
And what is Trace?
Trace, it's anti-human trafficking, and we look for missing kids, teens, adults. And also I get backpacks from over here, and I go disperse them out in the community, so community outreach.
Nice.
Yeah.
Wow.
Sweet.
Great.
So that's how I met him. And Cosmo, tell me a little bit about you, what you do, your dojo, why.
You know, it's funny that you guys talk about the reincarnation. I was actually the chaplain at the prison.
Oh,
yeah. So
wow.
There's a lot more in common.
Yeah, no kidding.
So I talked to all these inmates, and there was a needs in Nampa. Crazy story. So actually, we started the dojo to help the inmate kids and at-risk youth, single moms kids. So I took out my retirement 401k with penalty, 50% penalty. I lost money. So I took out my retirement money to start the dojo. I quit the chaplain to start a dojo for inmates kids and at-risk youth. And when I first started, I had 90 kids that were all inmates and at-risk youth. 90 kids, teenager. When I first started, it was crazy.
Amazing.
Yeah, we had 130 kids, and 90 of them were at-risk youth right in Nampa in the warehouse.
Yeah, amazing. So how long were you the chaplain before you went into this?
I was 4 years chaplain, 1.5 years correction officer.
Mm-hmm.
So I was about 5 years in the correction. Yeah.
Oh, you used to supervise me at one time. Not you in particular, but yeah, you.
You did a great job, Cosmo.
Yeah, thank you.
That turned out all right.
Yeah. And so when did you move into the dojo part of it? How long ago? What year was that?
2009.
2009?
Yeah, so I took out my Percy. We started, and we were crazy. I didn't know how to take the money for dojo, but we were so popular because I was helping all these inmate kids at-risk youth. So we had like 90 fighters. And the mayor at that time actually came to visit me because he heard about us. I didn't go and seek out the mayor. So we had lunch, and he even gave me an award for making a difference in the community. And so we become best friend. He's now in our board member, the former mayor. You know, it's a pretty cool story. So I didn't know the community that well. So we just started doing it just to help whatever we can. Mm-hmm. We believe that, in self-sustaining, and we're not really always raising the money, getting grant and things like that. And we're really trying to help within our own budget. Mm-hmm. So we give 10% out scholarship, but we did all those things. And it doesn't work that way, of course. Sometimes it was more than 50% were on scholarship, or most of them were on scholarship. Yeah. But we're learning the business side, and we're quite self-sustained now after 15 years. We're giving back a lot to community. Right now, we give 57 kids scholarship. We help GED and job, talk about inmates. We have a lot of inmates, kids, single moms, single parents type, foster kids. Mm-hmm. No question asked. If they're 10 and older, we're able to give up to 150 scholarship just because someone blessed us with this huge building of 13,000 square feet. So it's not that we have money, but we have the building. Mm-hmm. So we are able to bless the community. So if anybody knows, struggling single moms or at-risk youth, inmates, kids, bring them all. We not only teach them karate, kung fu, kickboxing, but we also mentor them, free counseling. We give them help with GED. We partner with some GED program. So we're able to help a lot with so little.
That's
Oh,
great.
cool,
So it's a full service operation.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you're filling the 13,000 square feet.
Yeah.
In other words,
we want to fill it. We have
with good stuff.
Yeah, we have 240 right now kids. So we're shooting for 500 kids. So they come alternate days. So if an address youth start behaving wild, they can come every day, all day. So after school, they can come and hang out. Or if they don't have school, no GED, then they can come even at noon. Some of them, if they're like 16, 17, we pick them up even from their house or foster parents, and they can hang out all day at our dojo. And they do a program called discipleship or leadership training,
So everybody knows we're going to post that on our Facebook and our YouTube, so you guys can look them up. So bumping off of that, so now we got a good idea what your story is. Courtney, how did you meet Cosmo? Let's talk about that for a second.
So I met Cosmo in 2021. I had left an abusive marriage, and then I ended up going through some like really just dark, bad, times. And so I basically tried to take my life, and thank God that did not work. And then I actually sat praying. I kept praying for just one person to meet one person who believed in me, and that would give me an opportunity to turn my life around. And then I ended up getting to a point where I was like, what's something I would never do? And I was like, kickboxing. I'd never do kickboxing. So I was like, yes, I'm doing kickboxing. That's what I decided. And then I ended up meeting Cosmo and his wife, Sarah. And Cosmo, when I called him, he was like, it's not going to be easy. It's going to be hard. But I can help you. So I ended up going in there and started doing Muay Thai kickboxing. And it was just, even the times when because I would do one-on-one lessons, even when I couldn't pay for the training, Cosmo was like, it's fine. Just, come in, I'll still help you. And then I'm like, well, can I just maybe clean or volunteer? And he's like, yeah, sure. So sometimes that's how I would pay for my classes. And then it was a domino effect, because then I had my kids coming in, and then they we've all turned our entire lives around.
That's great.
It's just been amazing.
Yeah. One thing leads to another.
Yeah.
He didn't make you walk 4 miles.
There were times when I was crying and I was sparring, and he's like, come on, you got this. And I'm just crying, going, no, I don't. He's like, yeah, you do.
Yeah. So talk about a little bit about the arc of getting to where you feel pretty good kickboxing. It obviously has a positive effect on your self-esteem, but what are the first hardest hurdles to getting to that spot?
Showing up.
Just showing up?
Yeah, showing up sometimes is the hardest. Up. Yeah.
We hear that.
And Cosmo, he's really good about going, hey, where you at? Coming in, thinking about you. He's like, are you okay?
Yeah.
So, and then the being on the spot, just being put on the spot, and just having everyone, people are coming in and out, and they're watching you, and you're just like, wow, this is uncomfortable. But then eventually it's it's cool. Now I can go in there and I'm like, okay, let's go, and I get to help volunteer with the Kung Fu sometimes, and the Muay Thai, basic Muay Thai. Mm-hmm. So helping with the kids' classes and stuff like that. And that's just been so cool. Mm-hmm. It's so fun.
I'll bet it has. Yeah. That's really great.
So do you have an addiction past?
Yep.
And tell me just a little bit about that.
Yep. Yes. So I had a drug addiction, and then at one point I was major into alcohol. I was bad, where I would literally skip work. This is years ago, but I'd skip work, go get a bottle of vodka, and I'd go home. And instead of being at work, I would just be sitting on my living room floor drinking vodka. And then I would end up going and getting a 6-pack of Mike's Hard Lemonade. And yeah, it was bad. Mm. And then I was going to bars all the time. And yeah, it was just bad. And then there was even a time I remember when I first met Cosmo, when I was still struggling, and I had went in there and I was like, I need prayers, because I was just still going through some stuff. And him and a bunch of the other people prayed for me. And yeah. And I also was going through health issues. That was the other thing, just from hypothyroid to Hashimoto, just a range of things. So I'm battling my addiction, my health issues, and, and then losing everything. My kids and I lost everything basically that we owned. So I had to walk away from all that, start again. Mm. But if it wasn't for Cosmo and Empty Hand Combat, I wouldn't have had a chance. I wouldn't be where I'm at today. There's no way.
That's the basics of coming up out of addiction or incarceration or family problems. All that is somebody's got to have
a good support system,
Good support system.
and people that like, no matter what, even if I wasn't there, like, you know, sometimes like I wouldn't be there, and no matter what, Cosmo would still treat me the same. I'd come in and he'd go, hey, you know, never treated me different, no matter what.
So Cosmo, tell me what your side of that story is. Yeah. So because you're the receiver, right? So tell me about when you first heard her voice, saw her face, whatever that looks like.
So I'll tell everybody to first care for the person and pray for them, because some of the thing I do, it will not work, because I'm Asian, so a little racial barrier there. It's a little easier for me. Cultural barriers. People think I'm culturally not so sound or things, so I can say a lot of things and get away with it. Mm-hmm. So even with that woman, like, I tell her to suck it up, you know, you got to do this. Like, if you don't want to do this, you know, don't waste my time. So I was like really harsh. Yeah. And I pray for her all the time, so I feel like I earned that credit to be hard on her. Mm. Yeah. So most people hold her hand before she met me, right? Everybody literally lift her up, of course. Care for her for sure. There are people that care for her probably more than me too, but I pray and care for her, but I'm like very hard and harsh. But I also know when to hold her hand, lift her up. I think one of our secret is believing in people, believing in God, because I have seen case a lot worse than her. Like, hers was pretty bizarre too. She didn't share, like, I wouldn't share the detail because she can share it, but she had the broken jaw and things like that from her ex. And that was one thing I was like, that's not okay, you know, in my world. And
you need my class.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. But I see the future. I see her future. And I think that really helped with all these teenagers too. Sometimes people see the teenager idiocracy or their mistake, current mistake. But I see 2 years past, 1 year in the future, 2 years in the future. I can see their future. Like, not literally see it, but I can imagine it.
Sure.
Right. So people always ask me, what's your secret? I'm like, let me figure out. And people start asking me a lot of questions on write a book, 12-step program, and lots of things. And I really don't know how I do it for the longest time. So last year I started figuring out that I think the key is caring and seeing the result. Like, I see them in the future, so they can literally be the most idiotic person, and I just believe in them and give them grace. But I will still sometimes punch them, right? With lots of love, of course. Like, it's not abusive punch. It's a sparring.
Mm-hmm. Tough love.
Especially if it's a teenager boy. So like,
that's the other kind of tough
get
love,
in the ring, you know, we're going to do this.
You go, I'm sorry, it's just tough love. Yeah. I'm sorry about that.
Yeah. But it works.
He's real. He's
a lot of teenagers think that, you know, we're for real. We're human. We're all human, right? So I never portray to be like a hero or something I'm not, you know. So I try my best to be there for them. My dream in life, to be honest, is to really create mini Cosmo, hundreds or 1,000 of them, who will be bigger and better than me. I don't care about Cosmo, you know, like, but God gave me a second chance, right? Like her story, I have my own past. I was actually paralyzed, you know, and God gave me a second chance, or at least I feel it was God. So I'm very like at the edge. I'm always on fire, and I'm a very unique person. Like, it's not like I'm more spiritual. I'm not like a pastor, right? It's not like I'm more strong, all right? I'm not MMA, UFC fighter, but I last longer than a UFC fighter because I'm able to work 14 hours a day, but they're not, right?
You're single-minded.
Yeah, I'm like a machine, right? I'm like an old man machine. I never stop, right? I never stop all day. I'm just always trying to help.
Yeah. Wow, that's awesome. Well, if you're just tuning in, you're listening to Reformed and Real. I'm Wayne Burt with my co-host, Mario Hernandez. We're joined in the booth with Cosmo Zimic and Courtney Hastings, and we'll be right back. Welcome back to Reformed and Real. We're joined in the booth by Cosmo Zimic and Courtney Hastings, and continuing this great conversation.
Yeah, welcome back.
The path toward more Cosmos.
Yeah.
An empty hand combat.
Yeah,
I did a tour over there, and I generally don't go to Nampa because I'm from Boise. It's so far away, and I'm like,
sounds kind of snobbish.
Yeah, it seems like it's like, it was a great experience. You know, I got to go into your place. I got to see what you do. More than anything, I got to learn about your mission.
Yeah.
You know, I do want to say before I forget that you guys are having a fundraiser this week, right?
Yeah, on Friday. So this Friday, we're going to actually cook the curry ourselves. We're going to feed the homemade curries, and we're inviting about 100 people. So we're a little bit short. I think we have about 60 so far or 70. So you're welcome to come, drop off at the door. We're actually, the most powerful thing is we have a few teenager lines up to share the story and then one adult. So it's powerful. These kids, I met him in the street of Nampa. On summer, he was wearing a hoodie with a machete. So I found him and I said, hey, I'll teach you how to fight. They were laughing. I said, no, I'm serious. So I brought him the ring, start training him. So he was kind of not literally a hitman, but he used to beat up people for money. And Chance, fast forward, his supervisor at his work, he got his GED and changed life. And he's like a son to me. My last 50th birthday, he brought me a semi-auto shotgun. You know, it's like $1,200 shotgun for my birthday. You know, I was like, wow. I met these kids on the street. It was a Hispanic gang kids, right? So now he's like a spiritual son to me. And so this banquet, you get to hear from him and many other kids. So please come. It's at 6 p.m. and dinner start at 6:30. It's very short, 1 hour program. It's kind of a hangout thing. It's nothing serious. Everybody's welcome. And Empty Hand Combat Nampa.
Everybody that's listening to this that is from Nampa, Caldwell, even Boise as well.
Yeah.
Go down and check it out, because this is about, if you have somebody, a friend, a family member, you know somebody that's incarcerated, or they have a teenager, or maybe they just got out of incarceration, and maybe the teenager needs some mentoring or whatever, I really, really, really urge you to go and check this out and just have a look for yourself and see what it looks like.
Yeah.
I think it's a great thing, and I'm glad to have met you.
It's a great community resource.
Yes.
How many people do you think have come through your facility?
So the last 16 years, we have counted at least over 5,000 kids.
Wow.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so we have quite a bit of successful stories. So I was just telling Mario that we're doing a YouTube series right now. It's going to come out soon. It's called 100 series. So we're shooting 100 kids' successful stories. And the coolest thing is, we're not even trying to raise money or promote our dojo, but it'll end up promoting dojo probably or raising money. But the really goal was to tell people to go out there and do the thing we're doing and even bigger and better than us. Because we started with no money. Remember, I took out my retirement money. We went broke. We were going to file bankruptcy. And my wife said, no, let's keep trying this. So we had minus $70,000 in debt. And we're going to close down the dojo. And we keep trying. And now we're self-sustained. We help 3 schools in India. We have a couple of hundred orphanage and 600 kids in India that we have 3 not martial arts school, education school in India. We have lots of widows program. And
That's great.
yeah, we raise some money, but we're not really busy fundraising, because I'd rather talk to the kids than talk about money, So the fundraising part is a tough thing for me, but I would, if people want to support, we still take it. But every day I'm not busy talking about fundraising. Mostly I'm hunting kids in a good way, right? Like to bring them to dojo or connect them with other organizations like you guys. And cool thing is, we don't take these kids even to our church. We just want to connect them with God. We go to church in Boise, we don't even go to Nampa. So we're not trying to grow our church. We're actually not even trying to grow our dojo. That's really odd for a businessman, right? But we're ready to grow people. We're ready to grow, people with a heart, a mind that's better than me and bigger than me, right? I have this good heart for sure. But what if I can create a kid that's like Cosmo and will be bigger and better? That would be pretty powerful. We're pretty, in a good way, dangerous in this world, right? So
it's a domino effect, right?
Yeah,
snowball effect.
Exactly.
You help with one, and he helps other people behind him, and the world just gets better.
Amen. Yeah.
Yeah, more and more people feel like they have more people that care about them.
Yeah.
Which seems like the basis of the whole operation. And then kickboxing comes on top of that. GEDs, everything.
They have a boxing ring too. So, I mean,
Yeah.
I think it's cool.
Yeah.
I don't know. I wonder if I should try that.
I was going to ask you if you have. You said you visited. Did you? You didn't try any kickboxing?
We need to have Botto.
You need to.
A friendly match.
I'm like, I need someone to spar with.
Chava came in the referee.
Kickboxing match for nonprofits.
Yeah.
All the leaders of nonprofits. Yeah.
Now you're saying
here
that
we go.
still do that.
Yeah,
that'll be a good one.
Idea.
Yeah.
All right, nonprofits, if you're listening today, we want to do a nonprofit kickoff.
I'm always ready to spar, so that's fine.
So anyway, the dojo, actually, one side is for profit. So we divide up in half. So the boxing is for nonprofit. That's why we could give someone scholarship. But the karate, kung fu side, people pay the fees, 100 to 149. And we also still give about 20% scholarship there. We have quite a 200, so we have about 30 kids learning for free in karate side.
Yeah.
But the kickboxing side is purely nonprofit. We're willing to give over 100 kids scholarship. People are listening there. No string attached. And on top of that, we'll even give them a boxing gloves and hand reps. I just bought 200 boxing gloves on wholesale. So if single moms come in and they couldn't afford it, it's not like we're not trying to sign them up, lure them in monthly payment. And for leadership, we have extra. You have to pay $1,000 in lots of dojo, right? There are more money if you're a black belt team or leadership fight teams. They have a fight teams, right? So the coolest story in our side is the leadership. Our side is free and fight team is free, and we train them extras. We just want story. We're hungry for successful stories. That's how we survive. We can't do Facebook ads or Google ads. We do a little bit for summer camp right now, but normally we don't do any ads at all. We're just word of mouth.
Yeah.
So like I have to have successful stories for my personal life, for my existence, to be honest, right? Otherwise, let's just shut down the dojo. I can go do a business.
Yeah.
That's why you give, because it feeds you back.
Yes.
That's exactly what feeds you back.
Yes.
Mhm.
So
I get it.
So Courtney, you take your kids there too, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
So how old are they?
My son is 17 and my daughter is 7. So, yep, I was like, they both have been there. My daughter was just there last week too, doing the spring camp, and she loves it. Like even at the house, she's like doing upper blocks and middle blocks and like down blocks, and she loves kicking. She's like kicking all over. Now she's doing somersaults, so thank you.
Yeah.
Like off her bed. She was trying to do one off her bed. She's like, I can do a front. I'm like, no, you can't.
Yeah.
Literally,
That's
yeah. And then my son, like, he's gone and done that. They actually just asked if he would mentor, be a mentor over there.
Yeah.
So
Our son's going to be mentoring another kids,
yeah,
Ooh.
like
yeah.
Very
special kids that has very high functioning, but he is super smart. But this kid's been bullied and other thing, which her son was bullied, went through the whole thing.
Mm-hmm.
So her son, we used to mentor him, but now he's going to be a mentor to our kids.
So that's. I want to go back to what you said at the very start of this show. Is you said, the kids see the change, and then they want to change too, right? They see that it's possible. So that's like something that's where your kids are at, right?
Oh, yeah.
You changed, they saw it. Now they're there, they're changing, and now they're helping other people change.
Yeah.
That's great.
That is the
Exactly.
circle of life, 100%. Amen.
It is.
Yeah.
And Courtney, your son is about to go to Boise State. Is that correct?
Yeah, he just got accepted. He's going to go for game design. This kid is brilliant. Like he does AI coding. He makes
Smart.
virtual reality games, like designs them, and computer games. He's
Terrific.
it's amazing. Yeah.
And that's partly a product of his confidence.
Well, yeah, absolutely. When I first met Cosmo, my son was failing school, and he went from being a bully to getting bullied. So during that time, he was being bullied, and he wasn't telling me about it. I didn't know. He was coming home with like black eyes and stuff, and I was like, "What's happening?" And he was failing, and he was really struggling. And then now he's just excelled. And then my daughter, she was also having a hard time, and then now she keeps getting like a little awards for being like the most helpful and the best friend and the nicest and cleaning up. Yeah,
Beautiful.
That's great. Man, that's really terrific.
Yeah.
Good stories.
We're coming close to like the end here, so I want to ask both of you a couple of things. So I'll ask you first, Cosmo.
Yeah, of course.
So what do you have? Give us a message to not just teens that may need something, but the parents, right?
Yeah,
if you're incarcerated or you have a family member or a friend or somebody that's incarcerated, which we know a lot of those, because learning how to live, that's who we support.
Yeah.
Give them a message. What do they got to do to get to you?
Yeah. So I think life is pretty hard and harsh. There's a challenge in life, but the key is to really believe and fight, never give up. I'm not just the only one. There are people like me out there. So find people that cares for you and connect with them. Find a mentor, like if you're in Boise or wherever, find a mentor, mentee is a powerful stories. To those who wants to help, I always tell, don't give a shoebox. I'm receiver of the shoebox. I'm very thankful for that. Don't take me wrong. At Christmas, we have some friends that always buy me shoes for my teenagers, right? Or kids, because they want to give warm clothes. They want to give a warm clothes. And I'm very thankful. But there's 365 days a year. They gave me 1 year, 364. One day they gave me a little box and they feel good about it. And nothing wrong with that. But I always challenge wherever I go to speak that I tell my friends or everybody that's listening, find a single mom and be there for them for 5 years, 10 years, right? Go find the kids and help them till they grow up out of high school It's a lot of work, but it's worth it. We're going to change the world if we are there for somebody never giving up. I have a list of people in my life. I text them, like I was telling you earlier, I'm not bragging when I say this, but I'm like a machine, right? I'm like a robot, like a machine that's never tired, but I could fight for these kids or people. But I'm nothing better than any of you out there. I'm nothing more spiritual. I'm nothing more stronger. But my brain, I decide I'm going to help people. So I'm always there for people. So I tell people, get off your couch and start helping the next door. Help somebody. Don't give a shoebox only. I'm not telling you not to give it. Give more shoebox. But be there. Be there for a single mom. If you are a man, be there for someone, a mom. Be there for somebody for at least 5 to 10 years. Not like one time, right?
Yeah.
Not even 1 year. So I challenge this at some organization, and it's like I dropped a bomb. They're like, wow, that was cool.
Yeah, it's a great message, and I think it gets lost on it. But in a way, you're just encouraging people to, participate in an investment plan.
Yeah.
Yeah, not just a Band-Aid, not just a seasonal thing. Yeah, because that's how human beings are built, right?
Yes.
Yeah, that makes a lot of sense.
Yes.
All right, Courtney, what about you? What do you got to say?
I say that challenge yourself. Whatever you think that you wouldn't ever do, then today do it. If it's healthy, if it's good for you and it'll help you change for the better, then yeah, why not? What do you have to lose? Like, seriously.
And then show up, right? Courtney says show up.
I know. Sometimes
it's hard to show up sometimes.
Sometimes it is. And I'm like, to be fair, I'm like, I do a lot of different things. So sometimes I don't show up, because I'm literally juggling a lot of different things with a lot of different people.
You
I'm trying
say,
to help
hey,
a lot of people.
I'm showing up at other things. So I can't show up to this thing.
That's the thing. I'm always working too and volunteering. It's a lot.
But if they find us, we'll help them. Or we'll at least try, we'll help them. And, we're human, but I think we're creating a lot of lights to the world and hopes. Like on Friday, we just go out there and I'm teaching these kids to give away $10, $5 Dutch Pro so they can bless someone and ask how can they pray for them or encourage someone. And we promote we never promote our dojo so much, which is crazy because we're running a business. So on Friday, I take 10, 15 kids and we go out there and we promote the nonprofit. We promote free training. We promote all these things. And we could be door hanging or we could be doing a lot of business stuff. But I'm teaching these kids how to give back, how to have the heart to give back and share the hopes and light. So I always say this, in the dark room, the candle is so small, the birthday candle, but it shines so bright. So we're in a dark time, And so just do something little, it'll shine bright and then go bigger and bigger. So eventually we need to be like the star in the sky that the whole world see. Yeah. We can't be the candle in the room, that little bright. That's great. I told them baby step. I said it very offensive way, goo goo gaga, baby step. But in the end, we need to shoot to be the star in the sky so people see us from China and everywhere, right? Yeah. So I'm creating these kids to be leader, to be a millionaire, to be business entrepreneur like you, sir. And so we can really give back and shine.
It's my hero.
Amen.
Pure poetry.
Oh,
yeah, amen.
Well, that's definitely, just again, your fundraiser is what day again?
Friday at 6 p.m.
Friday at 6 p.m. Yeah. That's in Nampa at
Empty Hand
Combat. And I just got to tell you that I'm impressed, and I feel good when I hear you talk, and when I hear your story. And Courtney, I think you two have shown me something when I went over there that I really needed to see, because our community needs to hold up our kids. We need to lift up our kids, and whatever we got to do to get that done. Empty Hand Combat is on the way there. Yes. So let's give them a call, give us some support, and I appreciate you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for joining us. Great to hear your story, great to meet you. Real pleasure.
Yeah.
All right, everybody. Well, this has been Reformed and Real, and this has been a good one, Wayne.
It really has. Yeah. It's been about 3 hours fitted into a half hour.
Yeah. It definitely condensed.
3 hours of meaning and depth. Really terrific stuff.
Yeah. Love it. All right, everybody. Thank you for joining Reformed and Real, and see everybody around the bend.
You got it.